I wanted to show you, oh, hi. Today we're going to talk about your tree and how to find people down in your tree that might be interested in doing the business by showing them where they are at in terms of all their points. And it's usually somebody that it may or may not be someone you personally enrolled, but you've gone into the tree and looked. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Uh-oh, I can't share my screen yet. Stephanie's almost home, but let me just tell you. So what I did, and I did this, hi Teresa. I did this with one of the gals that's been on my team for a couple of years. And it's that sometimes we've been in this so long, we forget the basics. And so what I wanted to show you is what an example of what I ran into in my own tree. And I can't share my screen quite yet, but we will soon. But what it is, I went in, I just start at the top of my tree, and then I click down all the way down on every site. So you're looking for people in your tree, whether you enrolled them or not. And they're usually people, like I said, that have been ordering a while. And you can go and click on them if you can see that they have 100 BV or more order, which you can see in the little square at the top. You can open them up, double click on them, and you can click on their personally enrolled details. It will show you some numbers, and these numbers are really, really important. So I just went in, I found this gal, and she had, get this, 12,476 personal holding volume. Personal holding volume. What does that mean? That means she had, if you looked at her left and her right leg, she had only 231 BV on the left leg, and she had 847,657 BV on her right leg. So this is somebody that's been ordering a very long time. They're a long time isogenics person, and they are obviously not doing the business, but maybe they want to. And here's what I do to connect with people down in my tree to get them revved up about doing isogenics as a business. So what you need to know is that you take that personal holding volume and you add it to the lowest volume leg. In this case, her left only had 231 points. So you add the 231 to the personal holding volume of 12,476 to get a grand total of 12,707. Now, what Isogenics does is they put the personal holding volume on your lowest volume leg. So in other words, and please shout out, unmute yourself if you're not following me. So in other words, she's got 12,707 on her left now and 847,657 on her right. So what we know is if she had 2 people enrolled and was a consultant, she could collect on this money. Well, if you divide, so what I look at, the 847,000, she's never going to run out of points on. So I look at the 12,000 and I go, okay, how many times does 300 go into, because to cycle, you need 300 points on one leg and 600 points on the other, right? So if you divide and see how many times 300 goes into 12,707, you will find it's 42. That means if she enrolled 2 people, she'd probably cycle 43 times because you have points on the new order. And so 42 times 54 is what? $2,268 she would collect by enrolling 2 people. Are you kidding me? And she obviously has no idea, right? So she has $2,268 sitting there. So what you can do when you look at their personally enrolled details, it'll usually give their phone number or email. That is how you can connect with them. If they are unsubscribed, I look them up on Facebook and social media, friend request them, and reach out to them in a more friendly light, so we don't get into any trouble, you know, because if they say unsubscribe, you can't exactly send them stuff, but you can friend them on social media and then you can talk to them. So what that means, she's got 22,268 sitting there. Can I share my screen yet, Steph? Oh, I can. Here, hang on. All right. Here we go. Can you see my screen? Look at her personal holding volume.
Kimberly, can you explain what you're talking about with what you're sharing the screen about the thousands and what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is view placement tree, okay? And this is, once you click on a little square in your placement tree that is showing that the person is ordering 100 BB or more, it brings you to this screen right here. Okay, so what happens is this will show you how many you can only see this on people underneath you, not people above you. But what you do is you look at this personal holding volume right here, 12,476 BV. It's important that everybody understands this. If they don't know it, this is critical stuff, okay? So what happens is this personal holding volume, this is from their own orders, and she's been ordering a very, very long time, obviously. So this 12,476 BV gets added to the lowest volume leg, because obviously this one is 847,000, this one is 231. So they're going to add this to this, which is going to give us a total of 12,707. Does everybody do you get that, Teresa? Teresa?
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is that personal volume that you're talking about over on the left, is that your number of how long you've been doing it?
Yep.
And then the other 2 numbers are the people you've added.
Yes.
So there's 3 numbers here.
Okay, this gal right here, she says she was a consultant at one time, okay?
Okay.
So this means that she was a consultant before, but she is not now, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But once she knows that she has $2,268 sitting there, do you think she's going to be interested? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So all she has to do, and then what I do, so I added this number right here, and you add it to the lowest side of the left or the right, whatever number's lowest, add it to that. And I want you to do it right now so you get it. So add those 2, you should get 12,707. Now, you're going to, you know that anytime you get 300 on one leg and 600 on the other leg, you cycle, you make $54, right?
Right.
So we know that the 600 always, Isagenix will always take the 600 from the biggest leg, which in this case, the 600 is going to come out of this. So let's divide whatever we come up with here by 300, because we know that those points are going to run out first because they're not even remotely close to the 847, right? So that's why I'm doing that. I'm picking the lowest point leg, and I'm using that to determine how many times does 300 go into that total. So it's,
and you came out with 42 or something like that?
It's 42 times. So there's 300 goes into 12,707 42 times. You times that by $54, because that's how many times you cycle is 42 times. And you times that by 54, and it gives you the 2,268.
So
Okay.
does that mean like if she went and got like if she started to become a consultant again
Yes.
because she hadn't been, so she goes out and decides, well, I'm going to become a consultant again, and she gets her 2 people.
Yep.
Does she get the 2,000 right off the bat, or are you talking about
Yep,
42
she'll
cycles?
get it right off the bat. Each person that she enrolls, she has to enroll one on the right and one on the left, and it has to be a 100 BV order. So you know, to be a consultant, you have to have 100 BV on the right and 100 BV on the left, and it could be multiple people making up that 100 on each leg.
Right.
You got to have 100 and 100. Once
Mm-hmm.
she does that, she collects all those cycles, cha-ching, 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 even if she pays for it. So let's say, I mean, I always
Whoa.
liked, okay, listen, this is, I mean, let me explain this because you guys gotta, this is huge. So even if, let's say, I would prefer that she go out and find 2 new people that want to try the program that are all in, but let's say she doesn't. So maybe she wants to gift it because guess what? It's going to be free to her. So all she has to do is, let's say she buys 2 boxes, 1 box here and 1 box here. She can gift those boxes. It doesn't matter. The boxes of vitamins are like 150, you know, plus the tax. So she, at a minimum, she would have to spend $300 to get $2,268. Who in the heck wouldn't do that? Who wouldn't
Wow.
do that?
And then you get more people back in than they would probably join.
So now what happens? So it's like, hey, what? Because you could contact her and she goes, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, well, it doesn't matter if you want to do the business or not. Who do you want to buy 2 free products for? And you're just automatically going to make $2,268, and you don't have to do a thing after that if you don't want to. But why wouldn't you want to? Look at
Wow,
this.
that is
You
like
can
a
make
business
this
builder.
kind of money like by you get, so let's say she keeps all the product. Let's say she buys, because she's been buying for a long time. She obviously loves Isogenics. So let's say she bought herself product. So she spent $300 of buying herself product to get $2,268. Are you kidding me? But if she's smart and you explain the business and you go, but look, here's the deal. You're not understanding this business. I go gift 2 people who really either need to lose weight or who want to make some extra money, right? Because then they're going to try the products, put the products in their body, and they're going to go, oh my God, oh, I love them. And then they are going to want to share with 2 people, and you go tell them, you know what, go find 2 people and let's get you paid. Go find 2 people. And if they go, oh, I don't want to do the business, you always hear that. I always go, no, who cares? Good God, let's make you some money and get free product. Good grief. And then they always go, oh, okay. And then some of them love it and they start to earn money because you get rid of all that crap in their head. Because once they're not worried that, oh my God, I got to do the business now, and I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. You put it all out of there. You go, so don't do the business. I don't care. I don't care if you do the business or not. But look at this money. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of this?
But then Kimberly, can I ask you something? If they don't do the business and this goes on, they get paid and they say, I don't want to do the business. You still keep them as they're still going to stay a consultant with the people underneath you as long as you keep them active, right? The 2.
Yeah. So if the people that she enrolled, if the people that she enrolled keep ordering, and she continues to obviously keep ordering, that's going to continue and stay a consultant. Now, some people may drop out. That's okay. That's okay.
Right.
Summertime cycles naturally go down. Don't freak. It's totally natural. It does it for everybody, right? And so you just ride like this, but this is a way, like, are you kidding me? If someone called me right now and they said, hey, Kim, how's it going? Hey, I just want to let you know, if you found two people and they each spent 100 BV, which is like 100 BV is like $160. If they each bought about $160 worth of product, which is just a box of vitamins, for gosh sakes, you're going to collect $2,268. Do you think that I'm going to think positively of them and go, oh my God, what did you say? Oh my God. Yes, I want to do that. And if they say, let's say they say, oh, no way. Okay, well, would you mind if I ordered and I'll collect all that money? And they will go, oh, no, okay, I'll do it. So you just be casual about it, not weirdness. There's nothing weird about this. It's like, oh my God, hi, she's not my personally enrolled, and the person who enrolled her is no longer doing the business. So probably nobody's reached out to this poor girl. And hey, why not? Why not me? Because she's in my tree. Why not help her and see if I can love on her and spark some interest? Because you never know, maybe at the time things changed and she couldn't do the business anymore, or maybe she got discouraged because her enroller stopped doing the business, and so she was kind of left all by herself, and she said, I don't want to do this all by myself. I really don't know anyone. Like, you don't know the scenario. So remember that it doesn't matter if they're your personally enrolled, they are linked on your leg. So that's where the value is, right? So that's where you can connect down, scrolling down, take the time, scroll down, send out messages, love on people, say, hey, I know, Sherry enrolled you and I see you've been ordering. I just wanted to call and introduce myself. I work with Sherry, and I noticed, I just happened to be looking through the tree, and I noticed and I saw that you had all this money sitting there. And I thought, oh my God, I have to contact you and let you know. And she's going to freak out, isn't she? That she orders Isogenics religiously every month, because if she didn't, she wouldn't have any. Once you stop ordering your 100 BV every month, all this goes away. It all goes away. Like that, it goes away. If it happens on accident, I think they give you once if it's not too long, and you can fix it and get all those points back. But for the most part, it's totally gone. That is why the importance of absolutely keeping your order every single month at 100 BV. It is worth money, and your position in the tree is worth money. And so understanding this gives you an open to contacting someone and calling them and saying, oh my Lord, look at that. Even if minus, let's say she spent $400 to get that, she's still walking away with over $1,800 after she either gets $400 in free product or she enrolls two people. And I wouldn't start out, I don't start out telling them, hey, you can, buy your kid and your hubby a box of vitamins. I usually start out and say, oh my God, who do you know that may want to lose weight or feel better or get more energy, or are they workout buff? Maybe they'd like our amp line, because it really times 10 your time at the gym. And you find out who they know and get to know them and listen. And, I've never had anyone go, please do not contact me. I don't care if I have $1,800 sitting there. I don't care. I've never had that happen. I don't know about anybody else, but I have never had anybody go, why are you calling me? I don't want to do this. I've never had that. So it's a very positive thing, and they will love you for it. And hey, who knows? They say if you make a little bit of money in isogenics, your probability of continuing to order and continuing to go to continuing to do the business keeps going up, up, up. And so that's what we're doing. But it's imperative that everybody on understands this, because it is one of the skills that you absolutely need to know that's going to help you create consultants. So, and it's just by going down below in your tree and looking and seeing if there's somebody missed. That's all. And if you know you have a strong enroller who's also doing this, contact them and work with them and make sure that they haven't already contacted the person. But, you know, introduce yourself and get to know everybody that you can in your downline. So that was what I wanted to cover today, because I actually had a gal who's been in isogenics a really long time, and she didn't understand this. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's probably somebody else that, and she actually told me that nobody had explained it to her in a way she understood it. So sometimes you can hear things the first time and you're like, woo. And then other times it clicks and you're like, oh my God, that's simple math. Even a blonde could do that.
Kimberly, can I add a couple things?
Yes.
So, I mean, it takes work to go through your tree and find this kind of stuff, but it's so well worth it. And what I have found, I mean, people are overjoyed. We've given, I think Linda's mom received like $3,600 one time because she's been active ever since Linda started, which was 8 years ago. And so a lot of money. But what I have found is every time I make that call to someone or that text, I'll let them know, hey, just so you know, you have some money, a relationship forms. And especially when they take advantage of that and they take advantage of receiving that check, it is like Davina talked about yesterday, it is treating customers like royalty so that they always have loyalty. And when you get someone paid, even if it's just a one-time deal, they have that loyalty. But then they always start watching their points after that point too, and stay active. It's so worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's fun to do. Like
yes.
You call somebody and bless their socks off, because you never know. What if they're struggling to pay that bill?
Right.
Or they have they want to pay their credit card off, or there's something that happened in their lives. You know, you don't know how with their financial situation, and maybe God's using you to bless their socks off, and you get to be that person, the little money fairy that pops in and blesses. Woo-hoo, and
by the way.
Yeah, you have all this money sitting there. So does everyone get that? Because if you don't, we want to make sure you understand this before you get off this call. Teresa, do you and Michelle understand?
I understand a lot better because I had a visual and everything.
Oh, good.
But I do have a question, because I'm thinking about my friend Olivia, who
Yes.
Lost 100 pounds, and then she went through the divorce, and so she had to give up stuff and everything. I was just thinking to myself that she probably lost all her money, because you just said that if you don't keep up 100 BV, you lose you lose it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's probably been about 5 months. And so she's probably lost all her money. But if I can explain it to her in this term, and then maybe even get some of my money, because I don't think I dug into that yet. And if I do figure out a way to do that, I could just compensate her, some of the money.
Well, because you are a consultant and you stay consultant, the personal holding volume doesn't collect. It only collects if you are not a consultant and you are personally ordering 100 BB every month. That is the only time this, if you're a consultant, that's always going on there, and they're immediately consultant or higher. Whenever you do an order, it automatically goes to your
Oh,
volume and you automatically cycle right then and there. If you
so
are
if she
not,
wasn't a consultant, she doesn't get the money.
no, you
I got
have
you.
to
Okay.
become, that's why we call them. It's like, hey,
Okay.
they can't collect on this money unless they are a consultant, which means you only get paid when you are a consultant or higher. So that's why it's important to stay consultant
Stay
when
a
you're a
consultant.
consultant, so that as you're ordering,
Okay.
you're getting these cash back rewards.
Wow. I mean, I know you tried to explain it to me a million times, but I'm a very hard
That's all
learner.
right.
And I mean, all of a sudden today, when I looked at your little chart, your little visual, all of a sudden it clicks. That's just how I work. I
That's
just click.
okay. No,
It takes
no.
a long time. But also I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, and I know, like,
Okay.
I was kind of farther along in ISA, and there were things I didn't understand, but I got so far along and I was growing and moving so fast, I didn't take the time to truly get it. And so I got so far along where I was like embarrassed to ask anybody, because I'm like, oh my God,
You're making
if
bank and
I don't
everything's
know,
good.
and I've been doing this a while, they're going to think I'm just an idiot. And so a lot of people don't ask, and then they don't know, and they've been doing isogenics a while and they don't know this. So that's this to me is the secret of making consultants, because
Yeah.
the money talks. I mean, what money
I mean,
talks.
that just goes to now I understand the whole beginning of getting two people under you as soon as you can, because then you're making money, and while you're encouraging them to get two people under them, they're going through the same process. I didn't understand. I never understood this, but you know what? Yeah, tonight's meeting was very good for me. This
Well,
really
good. I'm
made a
glad you
lot
hopped
of
on,
sense.
Michelle.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because I see a
Hop on
whole
every
different thing.
Wednesday. We just have a ball. And then you get, a lot of people, it's like, I get it. There's so many meetings. I can't go to all of them, and I would love to if but the team meeting you should always make, because every time, we have different speakers, and they have different angles and things that they do. And the idea is to learn from as many people as possible, and then pick the gold nuggets from everybody and create your own mojo and your own how you do isogenics. And that's when you're doing the business authentically as yourself, not as somebody else, but you pick
Right.
what works for you. And then pretty soon you have all these gold nuggets, and all of a sudden your business is blossoming, you're earning money. But if you don't go to the meetings and you're not experiencing this, everybody should be planning on going to Celebration in July, whether on Zoom or you're hopping on or going to a local Zoom party. I know, I think Steph's having one, but you have to go, because what it does is it fills your cup.
Right.
Sometimes when we're reaching out to people all the time, every day, we're sending messages, we're talking. You may have days, you may have a week where you don't enroll anyone, and you reached out to all these people, and you're like, man, I feel like my cup has been emptied. And then you go to a meeting, you feel the love of your teammates, you hear other people's stories, because nobody's successful unless they fail. I don't care who you are, you've failed miserably if you've been successful at anything. And so you get your cup filled up, you get remotivated, and you keep going back out there. And that's what it's like. It's like being a miner with a pick, and you keep chipping. And before you know it, there's a big old cave, and there's all the gold, and now you have rewards. But it's hard in the work part. And you have to do daily work, no matter what I'm doing or whether I'm off, I am always touching my business every single day of the week. And in fact, we should go over the leadership form. They have leadership in action. And if you get all the points in the form, you get a gift. And I got to tell you why it's so important for the leadership points. I did not know that last month that I hit the leadership in action. Okay. But look, because I should. And you know what? I've been kayaking, and this was actually on my buy list to get one of these for the kayak. And it's a cooler. That's a backpack. Look at this. And every month, if you make leadership in action, look.
I
Oh
can't.
my God, I love you. You are so funny.
Cute.
Woo.
Oh my
Anyway.
God.
Love it.
But isn't that cool? It's a little ice chest that you can wear as a backpack. Like, how cute is that? But they're giving away gifts. They give away gifts. And if you just put your head down and you go, you know what? Everybody else is going to be sleeping in the summer. They're going to be sleeping. And if you work, you can win. You can win points in all the pools, because you have less people playing in the pools. So guess what? Less people playing means you make more money. So the idea is put your head down. Here it's easy because it's 115 today. So who wants to go outside? Not me. But it gives you something to do. Number one, that's going to grow you personally and explode your business. And you look through the tree and make a pact with yourself and say, look, I am going to contact a minimum of what's doable, 50 people a day, 30 people a day. Max out what you think you can do every single day and put it on a calendar. And all you have to do, you don't have to think about, oh my God, that's 30 days of contacting 30 people. Don't think like that. It's all about like the consistency chain that Stephanie was teaching. And that's, you do one thing every day and you only think about that day. And your goal is to not break your chain, your consecutiveness, because everything is consecutive, right? So mine right now is, I always do touching my business, but it's working out every day. Whether I go to this boot camp and crawl out of there, or I go walk around the neighborhood. But
By the way, look, you're looking fabulous. I'm like, whoa, look at those definitions on her arm, shoulders.
well,
I like it. Looks nice.
well,
I've not seen you.
But
Maybe, but I haven't seen you like that.
Oh, thank you. Well, I lost
So
11
whatever you're doing.
pounds from trying to be consistent, because it's hard. I have, it takes about 2 weeks for anyone to become consistent at anything. And what I find is those 2 weeks, if it's something that you don't look forward to doing, it's hard. Those first 2 weeks are hard. It is hard not to miss a day. But once you start, you learn to love it and your body craves it. And now I look forward to going to the boot camp or going kayaking or getting moving. And I look forward to touching my business every day. And it reinvigorates you, And so that's the thing. So let's say you spend 20, you set an alarm for 30 minutes going into your tree, or set an alarm and say, every day I'm going to do an hour, literally set the alarm, put everything else out of your mind and work your Pennie app and don't do anything else. Because what happens is, if you're like me, I'm watching animal videos and now I'm off in La La Land, and I've wasted that 45 minutes that I had set to do my isogenics because I allowed myself to lose control of this up here. You know what I mean? If you don't stay disciplined in your mind when you start working, you will find you're not really working. You're not really messaging out people. So you have to set an hour and write a lovely message that's from the heart. And if you start sending out a message and you've messaged maybe a couple of days and nobody's responded, change your message. It's your messaging. Make it more from the heart. So if you talk to somebody in a more loving manner, less salesy, which I have a challenge with because I've been in sales my whole life, but I go back and I go, okay, don't be a product pusher. And then I go, okay, I'm going to love on them and I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to bond with them and I'll rework the message. And then you send out that new message with a different tone. And then if people start responding, you know, you got a winner. And then go through, use your penny, spend the time and get your time done. And whatever's hardest for you in the day, do first. Although I can't wake up and work out, like it takes me a couple of cups of tea to get my heart started. So I can't, I'm not one that could 5 a.m. at the gym. No way. I'm up and I'm awake, but my organs aren't even functioning at 5 a.m. So I have to wait till later, like 9, I'm good. 9, I'm ready. So that's my time. So you're going to have your own time schedule and then you block it out in your calendar. This is my favorite calendar and I have been made fun of because I'm in tech that I have a printed calendar. All the developers and people I work with, they laughed because I have this. But you know what? I need this. I love this. And you block off your time. And what I love, it's called, you can get this at Office Max if you don't have one. It's called Day Designer. It is the best because look at the options on the pages. It gives you have all of your time here based in hour increments. You have today's top 3 to do. You have, here's a long to-do list. You have daily gratitudes down here. You have notes here. You have dinner, dollars, don't forget, like there's everything that you need on this page to control and manage your day. And you map it all out, what you're going to do when, all your appointments, everything. And what this solves, 2 things. It keeps you focused and you have to stay in control of your day using one of these. And the other thing it does is you put down your non-negotiables that you have to do first. So if you have to pick your son up for school or you have to, whatever is non-negotiable goes in here first, then put your secondary pebbles and then you put the sand in. And that's how you work your day. But if you don't block off 2 hours minimum a day for your isogenics business, guess what? It's never going to happen. And guess what? You will never build. And, you know, people may say, well, you know, I've messaged so many people. I gave it a good try. I gave it 2 weeks, or I gave it a month, or I gave it 3 months. Look, if you weren't successful and you stopped and started, it doesn't mean you can't do this. It means you haven't found just the right thing that works for you, and you can't give up. You can't give up, because I'm telling you, if you went and started a real business offline, it takes a lot of grit to get that going. I mean, you may work for a year and not make any money, right? Like, it takes time. And that's what you're doing. You're starting your own business. And once you get this residual income, it's massive and you get excited. And now you have that joy and that enthusiasm that will ooze into people that you're talking to. And then they'll be excited about the business. If you're not excited about your business anymore and you get on the phone with somebody and you're like, yeah, you know, it's pretty good. You can make some good money. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm just doing what I'm doing. I mean, how excited are you? How excited are you? You're not. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. That's way too much work. Oh, it doesn't sound fulfilling at all. Or you pour into them and motivate them and light the fire. And my fire isn't lit every day. I have to light my own fire. You have to learn to light your own fire every day and work your business. And once you do that, magical. Stephanie, always working her business.
Oh,
Annie,
well, and
always working her business.
that magic happens, and it's amazing when it happens, because I'll sometimes wake up and have oh, I don't know who I'm going to contact today. Nobody wants to hear from me, all the things that our mind and our brain will say to us. But then I'll force myself to do something, and all of a sudden I'll get a phone call or a text or a message or something from someone else, not the people I had been contacting. It's always different people. And I really honestly believe that it's because I told God I'm willing to work. So if it's God or the universe, but I'm willing to work, I'm willing to do something, I am doing it, that he blesses me. And it always happens very fast, every time.
So
It's
awesome.
crazy how it works. So that we just have to make sure we do something every day. And that's what Jill Bowman taught us so many years ago, is touch our business every day, however that may be, but do something to promote to other people and to the universe that your door is open, your light is on, and you are available for people and you can help them. Just something every day.
Amen. So one other thing that I want to show is, have you gone through this in your back office in a while? If you haven't gone through it in a while, go through it again, because one, we have a huge incentive right now. So what Isogenics does is, when they know what weeks are the slowest weeks year after year, or where things dip a little, and they run special sales incentives. They push shakes out. This week we have free shipping if you spend $150. If you spend $250, you get 10% off and free shipping. So that's huge. So what should have happened is, Monday, when you knew about it, if you hopefully knew about it, you sent out a message. I send out a message via Hit 'em Up, and I sent it to every single one of my customers who are active, biz builders, and then, and to inactive customers. So you send it to everybody. One, you're sending it to your biz builders so they know they can take your message and send it on. I sent it to active customers, and they're like, oh my God, thank you, because this special is for new and existing customers. And then I sent it to all of my inactive customers, because I'll tell you what, every time I do, somebody comes back. Somebody comes back. They're like, oh my God, I'm coming back to Isogenics. It was the only thing that worked for me. And they come back, and now you've got somebody reordering, which is just as good as getting a new person, because all of that, that's how you maintain all of that volume on your right and left leg. And if you utilize Hit 'em Up app, you can contact hundreds of them at the same time. And I do a list a day, because you can only message out so many people with Hit 'em Up app. I think it's 200 or 250 before you get in trouble for sending out too many. So I section it off. For my team members that don't work the business, I have all of their people in, and I also message them, so that I'm picking up the ball where people left off on my own team. So, and I will ask them, hey, if you're not going to do it, would you mind if I do it? And I launch it out, because if it doesn't matter whose person they are, it is a team environment, and you want to help your team. So that's one of the ways to go about it. But You need to know about this special. You need to let everybody know. You can let it know in the group. You can post it in your stories, do your daily stories, do everything, but go through this and know all of this. Print them out and read them. It's so empowering because then you know everything. And we forget as leaders, we forget to go back in here and reread stuff. Like I don't know about you, but I forget stuff. Maybe it's because I'm 52 and I don't play memory games or dominoes or play the piano, but my phone remembers everything for me, and therefore this doesn't work as it should sometimes. So go back in, refresh, because I guarantee you'll go, oh my God, I forgot. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I have to. Why do you want to be executive? Why is it so important to keep building and push till you're executive? And you remember, oh my God, if I'm my executive and I stay executive, I get $750 a month. What? You get $750 a month for staying executive? Yeah. What could you do with that money? Even if you had to help somebody stay consultant and buy something under their leg that they're going to lose someone, even if you had to spend $750 to keep, let's say you were struggling to stay executive, if you had to spend that money to stay executive, well, guess what? You got $750 of free product that month that you wouldn't have gotten. Or if you have, let's say you have nine consultants and you only needed one, why aren't you spending that money? Because you know that 750 is going to come in. Not only that, you're going to get executive bonuses. You're going to get so many perks and possibly leads from the company after a while. So you got to keep doing it. You got to keep fighting. And that's got to be on your radar is I need to be executive and I need to stay executive. And it's hard. I get it. We all, people struggle with that, and it's okay. It's okay if you struggle, but just try to go back and make it happen and keep going. So that's all I had for tonight with those simple things, but just reminders. And like I said, print out, go through and print this out. Everybody on this call, go print out, reread them, make sure you're not missing something or something was changed and you didn't know. And make sure that you sent out everybody hey, and remember, I was talking to someone, they go, yeah, but I don't know anyone that wants to lose weight. So why would I reach out? I don't know. Well, we've got this collagen. So anybody who anti-aging or who has joint pain, it's also good for immunity. What about, let's say someone's all stuck on their own shake and they won't switch. Well, that's fine.
The vitamins.
Yeah, the vitamins, everyone. You could build your entire business just on those vitamins. They are amazing. We all know that because we've been taking them. The BIA, if you have a college student, one of the gals, Alice in our team, enrolled a college student and he's restarting and he's like, man, the E-shot and the BIA, I don't know so much about the weight loss stuff, but man, oh man, everybody needs BIA when they're cramming for tests, and he's going to be the BIA guy on campus. So even if you find something that you focus on, focus and share and move. So if they say, I don't want shakes, okay, what are your pain points? What are your pain points? Tell me. Everybody has them. If they're perfect and they're super healthy, say, do you currently take a multivitamin? Would you mind if I took a look and compare them and send them the ingredients of ours? And then they're going to look at the ingredients of theirs and they're going to go, oh, wow. You know what? Maybe I will try your vitamin. So that was it. And thank you so much. It's 7 o'clock. We're going to honor your time. And If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for hopping on. And Steffi, you want to add anything?
Oh, you covered everything, Kimberly. That was wonderful.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no worries. And we have a new website launching. Stephanie and I, wellbeingandwealth.com, and we're working on that, and it should be up shortly. And we want everybody's input because we're all going to keep our posts that get the most action. If you guys can collect, oh, and that reminds me, I have to invite a bunch of people to that group. So we start to get your best posts that you got the most comments or likes on. All right. So take care. Have a good night. We'll see you next Wednesday.
you.
Thank you, everyone. A great
Bye.
night.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone.